A couple videos ago, I covered this issue with the coming war in Panama, or for Panama, I should say, and that we might be looking at an issue in May or June of this year based on a man known as Timochenko taking power, or trying to take power, I should say, in Colombia. He is a former FARC terrorist, and there's really no such thing as a former terrorist. And he's going to stand for election against Santos. He has a very, very good chance of winning, regardless of what's being reported. And if he does, that will be the signal to Maduro that the way will be paved. Now, I did this video 2 days ago, maybe 3, I can't remember, but it was definitely before this article came out, and this is 16 January, this is yesterday. Now, this is pretty much part and parcel of this guy's plan, you know, attacking people that come out against him. But I read through this, and he said something that was very, very strange, and I think he was telegraphing. Talking about these two cardinals, Catholic priests that had attacked him because of the alleged starvation that's going on down there. And before anybody takes issue with that, I know there are people down there that are starving, but there's people that are starving in this country as well. And there's food problems in this country as well. You know, I could take video cameras to the south side of Chicago, Detroit, East St. Louis, Cleveland, and all sorts of other cities, and make people in other countries believe that this country is on the verge of Armageddon as well. But this is what he said that is very, very strange. He said, and this is of course translated into English, "Nobody listens to these people. Nobody believes in these devils with cassock. We love the Creator God. We love the Divine Shepherdess." Now, Divine Shepherdess is a very strange word to use. Most would have just said the Virgin Mary. And it just struck me as something that was just out of place. So I looked up this painting, the Divine Shepherdess, and there's something in here that's very strange. And you can look this up for yourself. It's a picture of, it's a representation of the Virgin Mary, of course, but in the back, we see the Archangel Michael attempting to go to war with Leviathan, who is attempting to devour a lost sheep. The sheep in the front are offering her roses, and the rose is the virgin flower, but roses only bloom in May and June. So I've never been, 320 videos, I've never tried to talk about prophecy or tried to talk about, these kinds of things. But for Maduro to use the term Divine Shepherdess was very, very, very odd for him. And I'm wondering if this was a telegraph that this could mean war in June. So, anyway, I wanted to cover that real quick. Sweden is also warning its citizens and dropping leaflets, 4 million of them, well, not dropping, but delivering, I guess I should say, about war in spring. That this might be coming. So, the British have warned about the Russians, the Swedish warned about the Russians, we got Russian warships docked in Managua, we've got Tu-160 backfire bombers, nuclear-capable bombers on the tarmac in Venezuela. Food deals down there. The Russians bailing out the Venezuelans. The Rosneft, their oil company, taking over the Venezuelan oil company, PDVSA, that runs the Panama Canal. The big ships in and out. So, saying a lot of different things. And we're going to end up here today, a little bit more controversial part of the video, but I guess we're going to have to get used to that. This issue with these Navy officers that are being charged. There is a lot of hypocrisy going on in the group of people who support the Twitter. they want to say, and they have, and I've dealt with it for the last 48, 72 hours, that, well, you know, the captain of the boat, he's ultimately responsible. He's the one in charge. So he should be the one to have to answer for this. That's just the way it goes. Even though the guy was asleep and had only been the captain of the vessel in the case of the Fitzgerald for 30 days. That he's the man on point. He's the one that's in charge of it, so he's the one that's going to have to face the music. I find it ironic that they hold that stance and that opinion with him, but they don't hold it with the current administrator himself. Because even in this issue, they want to blame Obama, the Obama Navy. It was Obama's fault, and Obama did this and Obama did that. That they don't want to themselves hold him accountable as the chief military officer, technically. They want to be able to absolve him or somehow deflect off onto the deep state. Make-believe, non-existent title of a book from 2014, by the way. He gets a pass on everything that he's screwed up and done horribly in the last year, but not this guy. How does that work? You know, it's strange. I don't remember this guy here when he took office whining and bitching and moaning about what Carter did or didn't do during his time. I don't. And I brought up this little quote just to juxtapose what an actual conservative believed versus what's going on now. That pretty much speaks for itself. You know, and I don't remember this guy pissing and moaning and whining about the 8 years of Clinton that decimated the military on an epic scale. I don't remember him coming out and saying, well, CNN's treating me unfairly and they're fake news and Clinton destroyed the military. We can't possibly respond to 9/11. I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. I don't remember any excuse making here. You know, and there was a group of people in Alabama that agreed with me that held that when Trump was speaking, pardon me for using his name there, I'm sorry, the administrator was speaking, they said, what about Hillary Clinton? What about it? You know what he said? He said, ask Jeff Sessions. And you can check this. This is an actual accurate quote. Passed the buck. Didn't take responsibility for it. It was the hallmark of what he ran on. Put Hillary in jail. I think she committed crimes. I absolutely believe it. But I knew for a fact he wasn't going to do anything about it. Why? They'd been friends for decades. He was a registered member of the Democratic Party for 10 years. He was a Democrat the entire Bush administration. #1 donor to Chuck Schumer. Actually, when confronted on CNN, said, I identify more as a Democrat. It's strange when the facts that you are thinking you believe don't actually jive with real facts. And I didn't want to make the last part of this, you know, about the administrator, but it's all tied in together. The reason nobody is covering or talking about what's happening with the travesty of justice that's happening with the families of the Fitzgerald and the McCain and the 2 sailors that went overboard is because of the current political climate. Because everything has to be about him. And it wouldn't be politically convenient for him to speak up for them. I wonder what it feels like to be a sailor these days, or a soldier or an airman. And to hear people, when this happens, say, well, you know, Obama destroyed the military, so that's why they can't pilot their boat. I wonder what that makes them feel like. What their families feel like when they hear that. When they say that that your sailor was dilatory or derelict. You know, they want to stand up for the military when it's popular for them, but when they have an opportunity to club the last administration, they will take it regardless of who it hurts. And that's why we're here. We're here to support those families. We're here to support those sailors. I've been in touch with a few of them, and they've not broken their oath, but they have said that they are in support of the channel. And that's why we're going to continue to be here. And we're going to expose this for what it is. This lie. This hypocritical lie. We got families that are suffering, lost loved ones, and what is our current leader doing? Fake news awards. Whining about CNN. That's what you call leadership? This was what I called leadership. So, we'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.